With Battlefield 6's beta right around the corner, there has been more information for us to digest. I'm going to dive deep into all the information that we have so far about the class loadout changes and the server browser, so let's dive deep into it. I'm going to start off with a major chunk of the news, and that is that the Assault class has now been given the spawn beacon, or shall I say the deploy beacon as they are now calling it. There have been changes to the deploy beacon as well. As they say, the deploy beacon has a finite number of uses per squad and will self-destruct if the assault player spawns back on it, making it a tactical and limited resource rather than a persistent advantage. We believe this addresses concerns around assault being too focused on solo play. This is something new that they are trying with the assault class by giving it the deploy beacon instead of where it would have been with the recon. I think this might cause some issues because assault already has the ability to carry two weapons with itself, two primary weapons, one being a assault rifle and the other one being a shotgun, which already in the beta we saw that has a crazy hip fire. So I think giving him the deploy beacon coupled with the two primaries, I think that will make this class a bit more overpowered than the others. But again, this is just information. We haven't played any of the gameplay with this one, so I think we'll have to wait and see how this plays out in the beta. They also are stating that the assault ladder will be given to the assault class. I think we saw this in the trailer as well, that there were assault ladders and players were using it to scale large buildings and climb through the windows. Given that the assault now has a deploy beacon and assault ladders and the ability to have two primary weapons, I think that is something on the more overpowered side. I would say the ability to go and scale a large building or an area of the map that you won't be able to scale or access without the assault ladder, couple that by putting down a deploy beacon over there, I think that will lead to some issues with the balancing or like people accessing areas that they weren't supposed to do. So I think we'll see how this plays out in the beta. Coming to the recon class, they did some changes there as well. They replaced the recon training paths by removing Pathfinder and replacing it with a Spec Ops, a nod to the stealthy explosive focus class last seen in Battlefield 2. I haven't played Battlefield 2, but from what I can see from the information that they are giving players an opportunity to adapt for a more stealthier play style. There will be 3 levels to this training path, with the base one giving you a more quieter takedown, crouch and prone movement, and the second one being spotting nearby enemy gadgets except when you are sprinting, and the third one will take you out of combat much faster and remove the spot on self. I think what they mean by the third one is that if you go prone and you took some damage, you will regenerate your health much faster when you go prone since you are not in combat anymore. They also stated that the Recon's signature trait is aim spotting, which will automatically spot enemies while we are aiming down the sights. I think this is a bit excessive, allowing Recons to just spot anyone when they are aiming down sights. I think replacing this with something that gives them the ability to spot people that they shot at for the whole team, I think this will be way more balanced and it will require some skill of like putting down the correct shots at enemies. Now coming to the news regarding the server browser, there is no separate server browser for the official matchmaking of the game, but there is a server browser available, a portal which will be able to show community experiences and maps made by the community. Server browser will be at the center in the main menu and not hidden, and will allow players to filter and search for specific things that we want. I think for the matchmaking purposes they are relying on their own system, which will group people based on their ping, their location and skill and server fullness. I think there can be a middle ground between these two systems by integrating the portal experiences with the official matchmaking servers, and players then can filter out based on what they want to play. I highly doubt that will be achievable this late into the development cycle of the game. Won't just ditch their own matchmaking system now. We can still hope for that because DICE lately has been listening to the feedback of players, which is nice. Now coming to the news related to the open beta that's coming up. For August 9 and 10th, there will be 3 maps: Iberian Offense, Liberation Peak and Siege of Cairo. There will be 5 game modes that people will be able to play: Conquest, Close Weapon Conquest, Breakthrough, Domination and King of the Hill. I want to see how it is different playing Conquest and Close Weapon Conquest and what the player base prefers actually. For the second beta weekend that lasts from August 14 to 17th, they will include all week 1 maps including the Empire State map, which is based in New York, and they will carry all the game modes that were available in week 1 and also include Rush, Squad Deathmatch. We can also look at some of the skins that they have shown so far. There are 2 soldier skins, and I think the first one is for the Recon class, and I think the ghillie suit that the skin has one of the visual attributes of the Recon class, so people can tell what class they are fighting from far away. I don't know what the second skin is for, but I think I'm gonna assume it's for the Assault class because I think it matches that mode. They also then shared some tips for weekend 1, and this is where it gets interesting. Said train for the battle, create or join a match with bots using breakthrough initiation. I think this is one of the first instances where they have mentioned bots, and I think this will be similar to what they had in Battlefield 2042 and what Delta Force has done with its matchmaking system, that they allow you to have a match against bots and you can practice your aim and vehicle gameplay, which I think is a nice addition to the game, so you can train for the upcoming match that you are about to play. Other than that, DICE has been collecting information about the maps and modes that were played in Battlefield Labs. They are using this data to change the layout of the objectives and add more covers and resize the props that are inside the objective, so it's fairer for both sides to attack or defend the objective. So there was some news about the domination game mode and that they have added the revive mechanic into the mode. I don't understand why it wasn't already there in the first place, but I think it's a good change that they have added to the game mode. So to conclude, they have done some changes to the assault class which I think are going to be controversial, but I think they have done that so the assault class can fit into the team play sized gameplay that Battlefield has always had. For that, Assault was a class players were choosing to mindlessly rush into the objectives and killing people and improving their KD ratios, which I think does not align with the Battlefield God's vision. So I think that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content from me, and press the bell icon so you miss out on any of the new content that I upload. Thanks for watching and stay geared up, and I will see you on the battlefield.